Good morning from day 3 here on Celebrity Xcel. Today is our first sea day on board, so we're excited to go around and check out the various events and venues and see what will keep us busy for a sea day. So first up, the Bazaar. We're heading down because there is some Caribbean themed events that are going on. We haven't checked out too much from that venue yet, so we're gonna grab a coffee. So join us as we head down. All right, heading into the Bazaar. This entrance is fantastic, although it feels like you're gonna walk into a mirror or a post, but it's pretty interesting. I'm gonna try to find, I think it's the Spice Cafe through here. Get a coffee. All right, found the Spice Cafe. The Spice Cafe is a complimentary venue, and it was open for breakfast and lunch, with options that include made-to-order bowls, sandwiches, and other quick bites, and specialty coffees and drinks that are an extra charge. Most importantly, there is convenient self-serve coffee right there. It has its own enclosed seating area, including tables beside these large windows, and you can also use the seating throughout the Bazaar. The Caribbean-themed show taking place in here was pretty laid back with some dancing and live music, and of course the view you get is all dependent on what seat you're able to obtain. There are some obstructed views around this location, but ours wasn't too bad this time. Things then transitioned over to some dance lessons. Alright, so quite a bit going on in the Bazaar. They had the Caribbean band playing, and now they're doing some reggae dance lessons. But I think we're going to head toward the club, because apparently there is some more activities happening over there. So let's go check that out.
3, 2, 1.
It was line dancing lessons in preparation for an event later in the cruise. We then wandered through the Grand Plaza, where there was a singer performing, but it was very quiet around, likely due to lots of other events going on around the ship. Okay, well that was fun in the club for the line dancing lessons, but it's time for some lunch here in the buffet. In the buffet, they were celebrating the Chinese New Year with lots of sweet treats available. So after we had our lunch, we had our little sampling, along with our all-important coffee.
Okay, we had lunch earlier at the buffet, and we've been enjoying our balcony for the last little while, but now it's time to go wander and find a coffee.
It certainly was a beautiful day to enjoy some views from our infinite veranda. While we're speaking of that, we'll point out that in this particular cabin, we had a partially obstructed view, and as you can see, we overlooked a part of the promenade deck where the gangway can be set up. Now, it's a covered area, so there's no noise that came from there, but we did have a view of the magic carpet area and the magic carpet suite cabins that have this angle that kind of allows someone who, if they look back toward our veranda, could see into our space. This can be a small privacy issue depending on how interested the occupants of those cabins might be, but we really didn't have a problem, and we only saw the magic carpet itself going by once. Okay, let's wander through some of the shops here.
Well, some of these are pretty nice. The material feels good.
We found the shops to have a good variety of merchandise. There was no shortage of branded items. The selections also included practical items and small keepsakes, such as bags, caps, towels, water bottles, magnets, keychains, and ship models, of course. And because this is Celebrity Xcel's new flagship store, some of the merchandise was exclusive to this ship. They've got musical bingo going on. While things were pretty quiet, we took a quick peek around each of the 4 main dining rooms. Although they're all part of the same complimentary main dining experience, each restaurant has its own design, atmosphere, and culinary theme. We'll begin with the Cosmopolitan restaurant. This is the ship's globally inspired dining room featuring contemporary American cuisine and international influences. Next is the Cyprus dining room, focusing on Mediterranean cuisine, particularly seafood and Greek-inspired dishes. The decor is airy with white and gold accents. The Normandie restaurant offers French-inspired dining with dishes including baked brie, oh it was so good, and other selections influenced by classic French cooking. Finally, there's the Tuscan restaurant, which brings flavors of Italy to the ship. This restaurant features rustic Italian cuisine in a stylish, contemporary atmosphere. The important thing to know is that guests are not limited to the menu of the restaurant where they're seated. Each dining room has its own themed or exclusive selections, but the 4 restaurants also share a common menu of celebrity classics and rotating dishes. So, if we were dining in the Cyprus, but preferred a dish listed on the Normandie or Tuscan menu, we could simply ask our server. Okay, so here on one of the lower decks, I'm not going to tell you which one because you'll want to explore the ship if you want to check out this neat little feature, but we have this area where you can go in and see some of the structure of the ship itself. This is a really neat little feature to see essentially a replication of what the welders and the workers felt when they were working on the ship. Oh my god, and this is definitely an optical illusion that is crazy. It feels like I'm suspended really high right now. Anyway, really neat little feature, especially for those who like all things cruise ships. Okay, you need to go check that out, Will.
Ooh, ooh. Oh yeah.
Look down.
It is pretty cool. Mirrors the magic.
Oh, I can see right up your shorts.
Uh-oh.
All right, we're making our way to the Bazaar. There's another show going on, so we're gonna check it out. At the very back of the Bazaar, this sloped walkway runs along the large aft-facing windows and has some comfortable seating areas, making it a good place to sit or stand and enjoy these beautiful wake views. Speaking of views, well, Will found a spot up on the upper level across from us, but not sure that's going to be a very good view down here. I think this is the same show we saw this morning, although this morning's wasn't actually on the schedule, but it's all the same set and theming, so not quite sure. And there are no seats, so we're just kind of standing up in the back on the upper level. So we'll see what happens here.
Baby, if you're with me, that's alright. Take some something before you lose your soul. Oh, no, no, no. If you need someone every day, hands in the air, sir.
How bizarre, how bizarre.
Located near the Bazaar is this interactive display with rotating plaques that gives you information about Celebrity Cruise Lines. It's a nice touch for those ship lovers on board. We then took a little stroll out on the promenade deck for some views on this beautiful day before heading back inside. It's not a full wraparound promenade deck, but it gives another great area to get some fresh air, and there are some seating areas and spots to capture some additional great views from outdoors. All right, back to the cabin after leaving the Bazaar. The band and the dancers, the show down there looked like it was going to be really good. Somewhat similar to what I seen this morning, I think, but ultimately we didn't have a great vantage point because we didn't get there early enough to get those prime front row seats. There's very limited seating with a good view in the Bazaar, so if you're not there early, you kind of have to settle for an obstructed view. We really couldn't see much at all, so we decided not to stay for the whole thing. But still, such a unique venue, but definitely advisable to get there early if you want a good seat. But now we're heading down to the main dining room, to the Cyprus dining room. This is where we ate on the first day of the cruise, embarkation day, and things were a little slow but busy, which is typical for embarkation day. But we're curious to see what it will be like tonight, so let's head down. Okay, we're all settled into the Cyprus dining room here, and our orders are in, but I have to indulge in a bit of bread first because these dips and whatnot that come with it have been really, really nice. Breadstick. Okay, my appetizers arrived. The croquille Saint-Jacques. I think that's how you say it.
I have the French onion soup.
And for my main course, the Marmite de Poise. Essentially seafood chowder, from my understanding.
And I selected the spaghetti a la Marlequin.
Okay, tiramisu for dessert.
Apple pie a la mode for the win.
Okay, just finished up dinner and it was okay. Nothing outstanding, nothing bad, but just all right. And it was definitely a little bit quicker than on embarkation day, which was nice. And the crew in there, the servers and everyone are just fantastic. So finished up with that, but now we're going to head out and see what else is going on around the ship tonight. Okay, we've got a pianist playing tonight. As was becoming something to look forward to when near the Martini Bar, the bartender's spontaneous shows quickly became one of the unexpected highlights in this area. They created a lively, fun atmosphere that would draw people in. A lot of fun. All right, we're in the main theater for Rebel, the classic rock tenors. Let's see what this is like. From Rebel, we moved over to the club for 254 West, which is a high-energy, disco-inspired show influenced by Studio 54, featuring singers, dancers, and acrobatic performers. Here's a little peek. As we made our way through the Grand Plaza, there was a band playing, but things were certainly starting to quiet down. All right, we are back to the cabin after a very full evening. Actually, a very full first sea day here on Celebrity Xcel. There were no shortage of things going on in the various venues, shows, games, yeah, just tons going on around the ship all day long. The highlights, though, for us this evening was definitely in the main theater for a band called Rebel, who apparently helped launch the Celebrity Xcel when she started sailing a few months ago, and they're back on board for a few shows. They're a classic rock tenors band, and between their singing and the effects and lighting and everything in that main theater, just a fantastic show. And then we headed over to the club, where there is a show called 254 West, based on Club 54, disco theme, just singers, dancers, acrobatics, lighting, effects, just a really unique little show in a relatively small venue there at the club. So a really unique little show in there. And then we headed over to the Grand Plaza and just finished off the night listening to the live band, the 5 Octaves, who have been great during the sailing so far. But we do need to get some rest because tomorrow we arrive in our second port of call for this sailing, and that is in Cozumel, Mexico. And we do have a little something planned, something kind of unique that we think you might find interesting. So we're going to get some rest and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning from day 4 here on Celebrity Xcel. We've just arrived in our second port of call for this sailing, Cozumel, Mexico. And we have a little something planned for today. So come along as we grab that all-important coffee, grab some breakfast, and then we're heading out. All right, coffee and breakfast, check. These baked goods coming fresh out of the oven here in the buffet, they are absolutely amazing. And I have these croissants that literally just come out of the oven and they look amazing. It's a little special today, these almond croissants. I'm gonna give it a try. Oh my God, that is so good. What a beautiful day to arrive in Cozumel. Now there are 2 other ships visible, but we were pretty confident there would be a few more to see. Okay, our breakfast in the buffet was pretty good. That should keep us going here in Cozumel, but we were up wandering around the top decks for a little bit as we waited to head out, and it is hot. So
Beautiful.
got our hats, got our sunglasses, sunscreen. We're heading out to our little excursion today, which is Mexican wrestling with tacos and margaritas.
Oh yeah, that too.
Let's go find the gangway and head out. So the embarkation and disembarkation area here on Xcel is called the Destination Gateway. This is for all the security measures. All right, we are in Cozumel.
Cozumel.
And we are between 2 very large ships. All right, we are looking for Zone 4, which should be at the end of the pier. There she is, Celebrity Xcel. Look at that beautiful face. Okay, a little bit of ship spotting here in Cozumel. I think that's Princess over on the far side there. Can't quite tell.
I believe it's Sun Princess.
And then we have the Carnival Valor. And then, again, docked next to us, the world's largest cruise ship, Star of the Seas. And then we have our ship, the Celebrity Xcel. And we have 2 more over there, and I think that is a smaller Royal Caribbean ship, and next to it might be another Princess vessel, but it's very far away. Well, it is definitely hot out here on the pier, but we will soon be in the shade. I think we're going to be hopping on an air-conditioned bus, so we'll see. But we're still looking for meeting point number 4. Okay, we see 3, and we see 5.
4.
We do not see 4. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're all checked in, and we have about 15 minutes before we leave. So I think we're gonna wander around a bit, maybe find some shade as we go. So lots of shopping options here at the port in this area in Cozumel. And Will always finds a way to talk to someone. You better not be making any deals over there. All right, we have arrived at our Mexican wrestling. All right, we're starting with our welcome margarita.
Lucha Libre. We're here at the Lucha Libre Wrestling. Woo!
Here's a quick look at what the show was like.
Ladies and gentlemen,
gosh, it's so crazy.
All right, we're out of the wrestling show. We're just gathering our tacos and margaritas.
Tacos and wrestling. And a margarita.
And they accommodated Will's request for vegetarian tacos, which is great.
So the Lucha Libre wrestling is awesome. It's always a fun, interactive experience because the wrestlers actually make you part of the show. A lot of excitement, a lot of energy. It was just a lot of fun and a really great excursion, so a great spot to go when you come to Cozumel. And now it's time for tacos and more margaritas. Cheers.
All right, we're moving over to the main plaza where there's some shopping, and we're gonna have a look at some photos that were taken. Essentially the gift shop here to finish things off, and then our transportation back to the port is available. And tequila tasting over here. And another nice little area just out here. And we got our photo with the wrestlers. And one of these vans will get us back to the pier. However, we're considering walking, so it's only just a few minutes drive, so probably a 10-15 minute walk down the street. But it's very hot. Okay, we've made it back to the port, and it is hot.
Hot.
But I think
Beautiful.
we're gonna explore around here a little bit before we get back on board. All right, let's see what's down here. Everyone's waiting for us, clearly.
Oh, liquor and coffee.
So these little tiki huts are all numbered, and this is where you'll often be instructed to meet for your excursions when you're at the dock here in Cozumel. Okay, we've wandered around the port here a bit, and it's actually pretty quiet. There's not a lot of people around, but the merchants are very aggressive today, and as much as we'd like to browse around a bit, it's just a bit much for today. We understand how it all works, so it's not a big deal, but yeah, definitely kind of turning us off today. So I think we are going to wrap up here and make our way back on board, see if we can do some more ship spotting along the way perhaps. So to the pier. Okay, I don't think there's been any changes since we disembarked earlier. We've got Princess and Carnival, we've got Royal Caribbean, we've got our Celebrity Xcel, and I still don't know if that's Princess, but it's possibly an MSC ship over there actually, and then a smaller Royal Caribbean ship. All right, I think it's time to get back on board. Some port days give the opportunity to walk between two massive cruise ships. Celebrity Xcel may not have been as large as Royal Caribbean's Star of the Seas that was docked next to us, but she is still an enormous ship, and standing between the two really puts their scale into perspective. From the pier, we also had a great view of the Magic Carpet, which was positioned near the top of the ship at the time. It operates as a bar and restaurant, but then can move down to the side of the ship near the water level and be used during tendering. Look at that. Okay, we're back on board and we need a coffee. So we're gonna head through to the Bazaar and try to grab a coffee at Spice, which is a nice little coffee shop, and they have some quick bites down there. And that's if I don't bang into one of these mirrors. As we made our way back toward the Bazaar, we passed through the market at the Bazaar. It's a collection of shops featuring crafts, souvenirs, food products, and other items connected to the destinations on our itinerary. It turned out to be pretty quiet in the Bazaar, and unfortunately Spice was not open. The hours at Spice differ between port and sea days. Because the Bazaar was especially quiet at this time, Mosaic was quiet as well, giving us an opportunity to take a quick look inside this specialty restaurant. This was only a sneak peek though. We would be visiting Mosaic later in the cruise for the full experience, and that's definitely something you'll want to see. Since Spice was closed, we made our way to Cafe Al Baccio. This is Celebrity's European-inspired coffee shop serving espresso, teas, pastries, desserts, and gelato in a relaxed cafe setting. And yes, those sweet treats are included. Okay, we're settled into Cafe Al Baccio for a few snacks and that all-important caffeine. Well, this should perk us up for the rest of the afternoon. Look at that.
I agree.
Okay, we are all ready for the evening, and first thing first, off to the Cyprus dining room for dinner. Gotta start with that bread. So it's a bit bright out there, but Star of the Seas is pulling away behind Will there. And as it moved away, it literally allowed the sun to shine back into this dining room because it was completely blocking the light. It's basically like having a skyscraper parked next to you, so the light will shine again. Okay, for my appetizer, I've ordered the baked brie. I must say, that looks really good.
I selected the yellow corn soup.
How's that soup?
Oh, very good. The corn and the seasoning, very good. And it's thick too.
That corn soup tastes like corn?
Corn soup tastes like corn, and it's nice and thick consistency.
Oh, tell me more. Good to know. Okay, I'm gonna try this baked brie. Oh my god, look at that. It's got like a crust over it, and it's just melting right out of there. Wow, okay. I'm gonna make a mess first, but... Oh my goodness. That is possibly the best appetizer I've had yet on board. Really nice. Okay, for my main course, I have pork loin stuffed with Italian sausage. Now that sounds amazing. Let's give it a try. Oh, now that's a combination. That's really good.
My pick for the night is the 4-cheese gnocchi. Well, the sauce is nice and thick, so let me get some of that onto one of these. Has a good texture. The taste is very mild though, but overall it does taste really nice.
And for dessert, can't go wrong with apple pie.
And I selected the chef's special tonight, which is a Sacher torte with apricot.
Okay, we just popped up to the cabin here, but dinner in the Cyprus dining room tonight was really good. Probably the best of the 3 dining room meals we've had so far. But we're gonna head down and get the evening started. There's another big production show. It's the last production show of the cruise tonight. So we'll probably check that out in the theater and see what else is happening around the ship here on night 4 on Xcel. So far, the nights have not disappointed, so let's go see what's up tonight. Well, we just caught the very last of tonight's sunset right from our veranda here in our room. Beautiful evening out. We are the last ship in port here in Cozumel tonight, I think. The other ships were right along here, but they are gone. What a beautiful evening. We then made our way to the theater for a show called Chapters. Here's a sneak peek, and then we'll let you know what we thought. We then headed to the club, which is now Saddle Up Saloon for country night. Oh, and one more Martini Bar performance. Always fun. Well, that's going to do it for evening number 4 here on Celebrity Xcel. After a pretty entertaining day out in Cozumel today, taking in the Lucha Libre wrestling, which was a lot of fun, we got back on board and headed to the main dining room, the Cyprus dining room, where we had an excellent dinner. It was probably the best of the 3 times we've been to that main dining room so far this sailing. And then we were off to the main theater, where we took in a show called Chapters. Now, the singing and the dancing were fantastic. It wasn't quite to the caliber of the earlier show we've seen in the sailing called Main Stage, but not to take away from the singing and the dancing itself, because that theater is just fantastic regardless, and it's a great way to spend 45 minutes. But it wasn't quite to the energy level, and we've heard similar observations from other passengers tonight who felt that it wasn't quite to the same standard. But overall, no complaints from us. They are a fantastic team of entertainers here on board. But then we were over to the Saddle Up Saloon taking place in the club, essentially a country-themed night. They had a great band playing, country music, line dancing, and just a great atmosphere, so we took in quite a bit of that. Everyone was having a fantastic time there. Then we spent a little more time in the Grand Plaza, had a few beverages there, but things seem to be winding down a bit early tonight. I think everybody's tired from a really long port day today. So we're going to call it a night, because tomorrow we have our second sea day on this voyage, and we are excited to check out all the events taking place in the various venues, see what other entertainment is taking place, and we want you to come along. So if you haven't already, now would be a great time to subscribe to the channel. It really helps support the channel itself. And hit that bell notification so you don't miss those upcoming episodes. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.